my name is Sascha. I first discovered Siser after using lots of other brands of vinyl, and I had really lackluster results. I came to the Siser head office for an open night and I was blown away by the variety of products in the Siser range. A little bit about me: I have a background selling art supplies, but I'm also a creative dabbler and I'm always working on something. I've always got lots of projects on the go and I love making things for my friends and family. I had different cutting machines and I had worked with different materials. So I started out cutting felt and then adhesive vinyl. I was really scared to start using heat transfer vinyl because I was worried that I would have really inconsistent results and it would be a really expensive process to learn. I started out with some materials that weren't the best quality, but then somebody suggested Siser Easy Weed to me and I was blown away by how consistent and easy it was to use. The coolest project that I've worked on was a haul of tie-dye t-shirts for Monster Jam. So we did some really bright, vibrant tie-dye t-shirts. Our whole family went to Monster Jam together and they all said monster trucks are my jam. And we got stopped every 5 minutes walking through. Everyone was asking where we'd bought them from, and that was really cool because everybody stood out and it was a really fun thing to do as a family. Having worked with lots of different brands of vinyl, I find that Siser vinyl is the most consistent. We've got really good quality standards. It's a commercial grade product that's available to home crafters. And I think that's amazing because it means that at home I can make something that's to the same standard as something that I can buy in the shops. And if you're giving something as a gift or you're making something for someone else, you want to know that it's going to be well made and it's going to last. I've worked with lots of different cutting machines and I found Romeo and Juliet really easy to use. I love that I have complete control over the machine. I can adjust my blade depths, I tell it where to start, and I love that I can cut matless on it. So rather than having to cut my vinyl to fit onto a cutting mat, I can put a roll of vinyl in and start cutting from the point that I choose. It's also really easy to test cut, so I can do a test cut before I commit to cutting an entire project to make sure that I've got the right blade depth and settings. And the Leonardo software is actually really blown me away. It is easy to use and it's constantly being developed, and there's so many features in it that have surprised me that I haven't used in other software before. When I'm choosing a heat transfer vinyl to work with, I'm looking for something that is consistent. I want something that's high quality and I want something that's easy to work with. If I'm making something for my children or a gift for somebody else, I want to know that it is a safe product to use, that it ideally meets Okotex standards, and that way I know that it's safe and it's not going to leach dangerous chemicals through the clothes. I know that if I choose a Siser product, that all of these needs will be met. My favourite product changes all the time. At the moment, I love working with Twinkle. It's got a really cool shine to it and a nice sort of glitter feel. But my favourite feature is that my kids don't complain that it's itchy like they do with other glitters, because so other glitters can be a little bit more stiff, but it's really soft and flexible. The product I find the easiest to work with is PS Film, also known as Easy Weed. As the name suggests, it is very easy to weed. It has an adhesive carrier sheet, so while you're weeding, your image or the area you've cut stays in position really well. And you can also warm it up to make it even easier to weed by using your heat press. I get a lot of my inspiration from Pinterest. I love that I can create boards full of ideas, but I like to make my boards based on theme. So it might be a flower board, and I have lots of different types of flowers and different things. So having a range of things really helps me because I don't copy somebody else's idea. I can collect ideas and inspiration from a range of things and then develop and create my own designs. I find that my main challenges usually come down to human error, so I do my best to plan and prepare before I start a project, and I make sure that I work methodically as I go through each step. So I always make sure that I tell my machine what it's cutting. I do a test cut to make sure that my blade depth and pressure are on the right settings, and I position the blade in the area that I want to start. And I always like to do an area test where you check the overall area of your vinyl to make sure that your design fits on the vinyl you have in your machine. I find that all of these things help reduce my errors and the amount of materials that I waste. Start with high quality products like the range from Siser. When creating designs, start simple. Learn to cut a circle first, and when you've mastered that and feel confident, add another circle and you've got a donut. When you're feeling confident to move on, learn to add sprinkles and icing. Also, utilise your supports from Siser, ANZ and Graphic Art Mart. We're here to help you get the most out of your products. As the name suggests, purchasing.